Yes, yes, absolutely yes. All right, we are live on YouTube. How's it doing today? It is a beautiful day. It was raining a little bit earlier, but the rain has passed. Just a minor rain. And it's about 63, 64 degrees here today in beautiful, sunny Redwood City, California, in the San Francisco Bay Area of Northern California. There's no place like home. There's no place I'd rather be. I love where I live, and you should also love where you live. And if you don't love where you live, then make some changes. Do something, take action to better yourself, and then you can move into a more pleasant environment, because obviously the more pleasant environments, the nicer the area you live in, the better the weather, the higher the cost, right? Because the demand's higher, right? But you deserve it. You deserve to have the best. So if you're not happy with where you're currently at right now, you can make that change. And it all starts with you just loving yourself and believing in yourself. That's pretty much it. Just starts by loving yourself and believing in yourself. It is Thursday, folks. It is Thursday. I have another great topic for you folks here today. First of all, before I get to it, a few notes. And I'll also share with you folks how my day went with my lady yesterday. It was one of the most amazing days we've had. Been together for a little over 6 months now, and we had an amazing day yesterday. My lady was really, really happy. And she was even just happy within herself, which makes me more happy. I mean, I'm glad that I can make her happy, but what makes me happier is when she's happy deep within herself. What makes me happiest about all you folks is when you're happy deep within yourselves, because that's what matters the most. That's what truly makes you happy, loving who you are, right? And that's what also allows people to truly love who you are, right? But yeah, first of all, I got a donation through Cash App this morning, unexpectedly. Unexpectedly. Let me get my grammar, correct here. I got an unexpected donation this morning from Mr. O'Neely, who's donated several times here through Super Chat on my live streams. I'm not quite sure if you're here today, O'Neely, but thank you for your $20 Cash App donation. I greatly appreciate it. It's not necessary. I mean, you've donated plenty, but hey, I'm not going to argue it. It's nice to see someone appreciates the content and is getting value from the content, or just wants to help a brother out. Somebody's coming over here. I'll wait to see where they go. They're wearing a mask. I think it's time to take off the masks. Even California has removed the mask mandate. Like, it's been decided that, hey, we've done as much as we can to stop the spread of COVID. We've got vaccines, and we've also got boosters. Life needs to get back to normal, right? But I still see some people wearing masks, even on hiking trails. I've never worn masks on hiking trails, even before vaccines were put out. How in the world can you run and walk wearing a mask? It affects your breathing, even if you're healthy. But I get it. Some people are just extremely cautious, and that's it. And that's the way they are. I mean, you can't change people in the way they want to live their lives. Some people are just overly cautious, and that's going to affect their entire life, because if you don't take chances or risks in life, you're not going to get anywhere personally and professionally. And that's part of what I do here as a coach, is I try to inspire you folks and motivate you folks to take chances, to take risks. No risk, no reward, right? You keep your guard up in the dating world, right? Or if you're in the corporate world and you're working for a company that's not moving you up quickly, another company comes in and offers you a little more money to move you up the ladder faster, and you don't take that risk and go to that new company because you feel comfortable where you're at, you're losing out, you're missing out. You got to take risks to get ahead in life. When I was in the corporate world, yeah, if I got a better offer, I was gone. That's what you do. That's how you move up in life. You take chances and you step out of your comfort zone. And that's another thing. I'll do another topic on that probably tomorrow. Stepping out of your comfort zone or something like that. I'll make it more appealing. But you get the point, right? Hey, Lewis, how you doing, bro? Just gave me a like. Thank you, brother. So again, thank you, O'Neely, for your $20 Cash App. If I do see you pop in the chat, I will acknowledge it again. I feel you can never acknowledge donations enough. They're not required to participate here, but they are greatly appreciated. And it's a way where you can actually more so show your appreciation than just, share your appreciation, right? And again, while I don't expect anything from anyone, I think it's always more important to show your appreciation if you really appreciate someone for whatever reason than just saying your appreciation, right? Saying and showing are two different things, right? And when people part with their hard-earned money to support someone's message out here that they believe in, I'm very grateful and thankful for that. I never get tired of being grateful and thankful for other people. I may sound like a broken record, but that's just how I am. That's how I was raised to be. That's how I choose to live my life. But anyway, before we get to the topic here today, because I also have another stream I'm going to be doing from the studio tonight. It's going to be about 90 minutes or so, maybe 2 hours, but I'm thinking I can get through the content in about 90 minutes. And it's going to stem off of the topic here today. I'm going to be doing a stream called, 44% of women use dating apps for validation. One more time, 44% of women use dating apps for validation and as a confidence booster. That's a staggering number right there. That's almost half the women that are on dating apps nowadays have no desire to meet with you for whatever reason, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a one-night stand, whether it's something casual. They're just seeking validation online to boost their confidence, right? And you got to know what to look for. And we're going to talk more about that tonight from the studio. I have a couple of blog postings that we're talking about this, and I was inspired to do this topic by another creator I follow, a guy that goes by the name of M from the 33 Secrets channel. He's a channel that does manosphere content I follow regularly. He's a good guy, and his message is on point. I don't like the stabs he takes at the leftists every now and then. I can understand that some things on the left are pretty ridiculous, but so are some things on the right. So he's a conservative guy, but, I don't judge people based on their... I'm back. I am back. Thank you, Lewis. Thank you. I am back. Sorry, I got cut off already. I get cut off typically multiple times on this trail. Anytime I get cut off, I will be back within 30 to 60 seconds or less. Like I was saying, I don't judge content creators based on their political party preference. If I were to judge them at all, it'd be based on the type of content they create, how beneficial it is, right? How educational it is, okay? How much it resonates with me, how much I feel they're being genuine and honest about things, right? And I really like this guy, M from the 33 Secrets channel. I think his name is Michael. He just calls himself M for short. And so that's what inspired me to do that topic from the studio. So I have 2 blog postings. I'm going to be going over, dissecting them, sharing my thoughts that will give you guys, and even you gals too, the best chance of getting what you want. Now, as far as women that seek validation, and there are even some men that do this too, that seek validation online, but it's more so the women. As far as people that seek validation online, there's nothing you can do about that, because they already know they're there for that, right? And a lot of these people that seek the validation may even be dating someone and still using the dating app secretly to seek validation, to see, how worthy they are, right? That's pretty sad. It really is. But yeah, I've read so many stories on this, and these articles will kind of go into more detail on it. I'll share my thoughts later tonight from the studio. Also, I have one Reddit posting that came across my feed on my Reddit app on my iPhone earlier today that I'm going to be dissecting too, that correlates to this topic. So it's going to be a good show happening tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific from the studio. Set your reminders or subscribe. Bang the bell, select the notifications, and you won't miss anything. In order to chat in my chats, like I always say, you're required to be subscribed here for a minimum of 24 hours before you can chat. So if you're new, subscribe now, and you'll be able to chat tomorrow at this same time when I do my special 250th episode of Walking with Purpose Live, more than likely from a different location. Now, before I get to today's topic, I want to just share a little bit about my day with my lady yesterday. It was an amazing day. I share these stories, folks, because I want you folks to know I'm human, right? I'm not just coming out here and spewing BS from my rear end. Let's put it that way, right? I'm not just coming out here and spewing BS from my rear end. I actually have a girlfriend. And she's not imaginary. She's real. She's not a blow-up doll or anything like that. She's a real woman, right? And a real woman, that has her own issues. I have my issues. We all have issues, right? And I share these stories because I want to inspire you folks and allow you folks to see that there are still good women left out there. And there are more good women out there than not. It's just that a lot of the women that are coming off the wrong way haven't figured out life yet, right? And part of that reason has to do with these dating apps, the validation seeking stuff, right? Getting a lot of likes on Instagram and trying to make money off of it. A lot of women nowadays in their 20s, when they're the hottest, they try to capitalize their looks and make money. But what does that cost them? It costs them their prime of where they can be attracting men to get married and have children with and have a good life with, right? They start to, look for that in their 30s when their looks slightly start to fade and their fertility slightly starts to go down. But also, they only do it because when people seek out this type of content that these women are creating using their bodies, they're looking for younger women, right? And once these women reach 30, guys don't follow them anymore. They follow younger women. That's just how it is, right? So yeah, my lady and I, we met down in her area. We did a nice 2-mile walk. She wasn't feeling that great at first. I think it was an emotional thing. And I uplifted her, and she wasn't even, when we got to she met me at the trail that we go to down in her area. A nice trail with great views. It's about 2.2 miles going around one lap, and we typically go around 2 laps. And her and I, we got to the trail, started walking. She wasn't feeling great, so she wanted to sit down at one of the benches along the way, and we did. And I talked with her, gave her a little food. I always bring food and water and liquid and stuff like that, right? And we started walking, and she was just really happy because we started talking about happy things and futuristic things and stuff like that, right? And we went around one time. We probably could have gone a second time, but I said, you know what? Because typically I would push her to go another lap to try to fight through, what she's scared of or whatever she's going through, right? But this time I was like, you know what? Let's just do one lap. I've been working out a lot. She's been walking a lot on her own. And let me just show my lady that I do really care about her. And that, hey, I'm trying to push her in a good way. Look at this. We've got a truck coming on the trail here. I've never seen this before. All right, where are we going here? This is weird. All right. Hi. I've never seen a truck on this trail. It has a canoe on there. Where is this dude gonna exit? Oh, maybe gonna exit up front there. I didn't even think trucks or cars were allowed on this part of the trail. That's just very odd. Maybe it's one of the workers. They typically will go in on this trail over here. That was just really odd. He waved at me. Oh well. So I didn't want to push my lady because she was feeling really good, and I wanted to show her that, you know what, we don't always have to do it my way. We can do it your way sometimes. It's not about her one-upping me or me one-upping her. It's about just being considerate to each other's feelings, wants, and needs, and appreciating each other, right? And because of just how amazing she was feeling, and she was happy after she wasn't feeling that great initially. She was going through some emotional things like all women go through, right? And she was feeling better, and I'm like, you know what? Screw it. Let's just only do one lap. And then, you know what? She wanted to go to Costco before dinner. Let's go to Costco. Let's go to Costco, and we can both stock up on some, food and snacks and stuff and blah, 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 right? Went to Costco. We both stocked it up. And then after that, we went to a nice restaurant, which is near her area. Not really near her area, but, within the vicinity, We went down to Gilroy. And Gilroy's pretty famous worldwide because Gilroy is the garlic capital of the world. They have the Gilroy Garlic Festival there every summer. I'm going to take my lady to that this year. I haven't been to the Gilroy Garlic Festival since I was a little kid. Right? If you folks have ever had garlic fries, those were invented in Gilroy. And actually, the company that made Gilroy garlic fries famous was what the hell is that place? I think it was I think it was BJ's. I think it was BJ's Brewery that made them famous. I think I'm saying that right. It was either BJ's or another major restaurant. And so we had dinner in Gilroy at a really nice place. Excuse me a second. And then after that, we went our separate ways, and it was just one of the best dates we ever had. And, you know, it wasn't an overnight. There was no intimacy involved or anything. Of course, her and I make out all the time, and you know how things go, right? But my lady's been going through a lot, and, you know, I want to be there for her. And, you know, sometimes, guys, you have to understand this. Sometimes it's not about sex or, you know, plowing your woman in the bedroom, right? Sometimes it's about just holding her and giving her a kiss on the lips and giving her a big long hug and letting her feel your strength, right? And helping her through the things that she's going through, because women go through things all the time, and they typically usually have nothing to do with you as a guy. They need your strength. They need your emotional strength. It's so crucial for guys to be strong and be masculine, have emotional strength and emotional self-control, and be emotionally aware and emotionally intelligent, because this is what women need men for. They've always, throughout the history of time. And when you have weak beta bitches nowadays that lack emotional maturity and emotional self-control and stuff like that, what are women going to get out of that? Nothing. It's going to make matters worse. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. We're back. Rainforest Vlogs. Hey, Lewis, can you check out that channel, Rainforest Vlogs, and let me know how many subscribers they have and how many videos they have? Do they have videos, or are they just a sock account? If you're still around, Lewis, use the go-to channel feature for mods and channel owners. That's natively back on YouTube. Fantastic. All right, you don't need to do that, Rainforest Vlogs, because you're going to make me think you're a troll, and I will ban you. Lewis handles that. You're just trying to be snarky right now. Lewis, verify that channel if you're still around. And if they continue to be snarky, I'll just ban them myself. Come on. You're going to pull a fast one on Coach Eli? Come on. Lewis, do me a favor. Go ahead and ban them, Lewis. Rainforest Vlogs. Get rid of them. There's no channel that's going to call themselves Rainforest Vlogs that has 0 subscribers. Oh, that's GLM, huh? You know, Lewis, do me a favor. Go ahead and unban Rainforest Vlogs, GLM. Let's have a conversation with her. All right? Go ahead and unban her, Lewis. It's GLM. We'll talk with her, and we'll see if she doesn't get banned for like the 20th time here on this channel in the last 3 years. GLM, Rainforest Vlogs, you are back. So what's going on, GLM? Why don't you share with us why you're back for like the 20th time on a 20th sock account, where the same thing usually ends up happening over and over and over again. You know, I know you're still involved with the early 40s guy. At least I think you are. But I'm just curious, you know? Like, I haven't talked about you or anyone. I haven't talked about any of these people, and you folks just keep trying to infiltrate my chat. You don't like my content. You don't believe in anything I say, right? But you want to be here and chat and troll. I just don't get it. Not too much. I miss you, Eli. You're fun. Well, what do you mean by that, GLM? Am I fun because I call people out on their shit and it's truthful? Right? It's entertaining for you? I can understand that, right? You see, you perceive my, way of doing things, of calling people out to help them out through their mental and emotional issues. You see that as entertainment because you're in that industry, ma'am. You're in that industry where you're dealing with mental illnesses, right? It kind of relates to what you do. And I will say this, ma'am, I've never had a problem with you. Never. I've only banned you because you say something snarky that makes me lead to believe you're trolling for the early 40s guy on the dark side, on the dramasphere side, and I just don't want that, right? But I will respect the fact you have donated here before through Cash App, and I think even the Super Chat. I do appreciate that. I never forget even past donors, ma'am. I do appreciate that. And I forgot what I was saying now before I got cut off, but not a big deal. We're going to get to the topic here in a second, where we're going to be talking about, how to tell if a woman really likes you. That's not the actual topic, but that's the actual point of this stream is, guys, how can you tell if a woman is really into you? What will a woman that's really into you do? She will move fucking mountains for you, bro. Trust me on that. A woman that's really into you will move mountains for you. Of course, that's figuratively speaking, right? You get the point, though. I've said that before. I'll say it again. Today, we're going to do a specific topic on it, and it's going to lead into a show from the studio tonight, like I mentioned a bit ago, at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, which is titled 44% of women on dating apps seek validation and use dating apps as a confidence booster. So all of this ties in hand. So you guys out there that are actually looking for something real and genuine, right? Even if you're looking for a one-night stand, or even if you're looking for something casual, right? There are women out there that are looking for that. But it's not the 44% of these women that aren't looking for anything besides validation and using a conversation with you through a dating app as a confidence booster. Like a lot of these, and I used to encounter these women when I was single. Over 6 months ago, I would encounter these women, right? Let's get to the topic and then we'll get more into it. I actually enjoy your content. Well, GLM. So you enjoy the content because why? Because it makes sense, it's real, I speak of the truth. I know you've said that before. And I know you've always lightly trolled, and I don't care about light trolling, that's not a big deal, right? But here's the thing, GLM. I'll say this to you, like I've said to some other people that used to be a part of that dramasphere or still may be, right? I believe you're a very smart woman. Despite the things you've done in the past, I've forgiven everyone for it. I don't care. The past is the past, right? I honestly believe you're a smart woman, right? You're an educated woman. You work hard, right? You've been through some shit like everyone's been through, right? All men and women go through things. I get that, right? But you're an intelligent person, and your level of intelligence, I'm not trying to put you on a pedestal. I'm just speaking the facts. Your level of intelligence is way above most people you associate with out here on YouTube. Like, literally, these people are beneath you. And I'm not saying that to be rude, it's the truth. And you know it. You know it, right? And I think what's happened to you and some other people that have wanted to come back from that side is that they see no upside there. It's all stupid. It's the same old shit, different day. There's nothing of value. There's nothing to learn. There's, no intelligent discussions. There are no intelligent discussions happening, which is what I'm trying to say, right? Right? It's a stupid shit that's old and boring and stale, right? Let's be real about it. I wonder if my chat's stuck. Sometimes it gets stuck. Lewis, can you type something? $11 in the box, 4 thumbs up. Please smash the thumbs up, folks. I'm going to reset the... well, as a matter of fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off the air here in a second. I got to use the restroom. There's nobody coming around. So I'm going to use the restroom real quick, folks. And I'll be back in about a minute to 2 minutes max or so. Can you folks hear me clearly and see me clearly? Jackrabbit just crossed the trail. Let me look at the chat here real quick. I hit the thumbs up, says Rainforest Vlogs, aka GLM. Fence Right, American Dream. Mid-50s guy said you were a decent coach. Well, I've helped American Dream plenty. I've tried. And Dream keeps reverting to alcohol. American Dream has an alcohol problem and he needs to stop drinking. Or at least cut back a whole lot, right? I'm going to be doing some more topics on alcoholism down the road. And my lady's going to be helping me with those. And so I'll share more about that down the road when we do those, coming within a few months or so. But thank you for being here, Fence Rider, if you're here as a suggestion from American Dream. How's American Dream Mike doing? Haven't seen him in a while. I don't troll for anyone, I just have a smart mouth. Well, that's okay, GLM. You aren't fun when you're mad, you're fun when you're hanging out. Okay, well that's nice to hear. I don't agree with you on everything, but I don't agree with anyone on everything. That doesn't mean I'm against you. I understand that. I agree, Eli, many of them are beneath me. I am much smarter than most of them. Lewis says yes. 5 thumbs up, 13 people here. Now there's 10, I think. Hang on, I'm trying to catch up here. Fence Rider with the thumbs up. So, Lewis, we're good. Rainforest Vlogs, GLM says, Lewis has been my friend since I started YouTube. He's good people. GLM, if you're going to be fair, I will actually unban your main channel now. I believe you tagged me in a community post several weeks ago or a month ago or so. I didn't read the post. I go through my mentions on the back end of YouTube, and for certain people that mention me, I don't even read the posting because it's just not worth my time. Because it's all, trolling and snarky shit, right? But yeah, if that's the way you want to do it, I'm totally cool with you being here. In this capacity, that's fine. And we've all moved past all that stupid shit. It's been played out. You should come hang out with me and Dream sometime. Dream and I? Okay. Well, GLM, here's the thing. I'm not into hanging out on any drama shit show panels. I'm not. And that's all Dream does. I tried to do positive content with Mike American Dream, but he just kept reverting back to drama. I tried to help him, slow down his drinking. or stop drinking because he's an alcoholic, and he just keeps drinking, and he kept on doing stupid things. And so I don't want to watch someone self-destruct in real time, GLM. I just don't, right? I like to help uplift people and help them work through their shit. And that's what I do initially when they continue to go backwards for a long period of time, and no matter what I do to help them out legitimately doesn't work, then it's not worth my time. At the same time, it's not that I don't want to be supportive. I don't want to see people self-destruct in real time. There's something out on the trail over there. I don't know what that is. I'm going to be real careful. Give me a second. Oh, it's just some growth on the trail? Wow. It's because we got a little rain. Now they'll come and mow it down. Keep this trail clean. Folks, the only reason why these trails don't have growth on them is because they continuously go over them with a John Deere every so often. That's how you see these beautiful hiking trails. You walk through nature and you see this clear path of just dirt, right? There was once growth on that dirt, and you got to maintain it because it'll just grow right back. So anyway, let's get to the topic here. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition, live from the San Francisco Bay Trail. San Francisco Bay Trail, that is. I can't talk. Here in beautiful Redwood City, California. This is episode number 249. Episode number 249, and the topic today is women will move mountains for you if they're really interested in you. Women will move mountains if they're really interested in you guys. So let them do it. One more time. Women will move mountains if they're really into you. So let them do it. Now here's the thing. This is the reason why most guys fail at dating. This is the reason why most guys end up being used as a free meal, free Starbucks, right? Used as a therapist, as an emotional tampon, right? It is because you aren't able to decipher when a woman is truly into you or lukewarm into you or pretending to be into you just to extract your resources, right? Now, in this dating world we live nowadays with dating apps, we all have multiple options. I've said that before, I'll say it again, right? And if a woman is talking with you, it doesn't necessarily mean that she's not into you or interested in you. But she's talking to 10, 20, 50, or 100 other guys, right? Depending on how hot she is, right? The hotter the woman, the more matches she gets, right? The more competition, right? So you have to understand that out of all those options she has, because of the thirsty beta males nowadays overinflating a woman's value, right? Women are valuable, don't get me wrong, but the thirsty beta males overly inflate the normal value of a woman. Okay? They, in essence, give women unlimited options, right? So even if a woman is interested in you, and let's say you're even a 9 out of 10 on the attraction scale, and you have a great personality, if there are a couple other guys that she perceives to be a 10 on the attraction scale with a great personality like yours, who do you think she's going to go for, right? And you guys have to learn to understand that, right? It doesn't mean you're not date worthy. It doesn't mean she's not into you. It means that she's more into somebody else, right? But there are going to be times where you come across women that are, or you are their top choice, which is what I'm trying to say. And it's those women that you need to focus your energy on. And how do you decipher when you're a woman's top choice in her head compared to the tens or hundreds of other connections she has, right? A woman will go way out of her way for a man that she's completely 100% into, physically, mentally, emotionally. Even from the moment that she sees your pictures on a dating app, reads your profile, and starts communicating with you, right? She will move mountains for you. She will get back to you if she's by her phone and is not busy. She will get back to you right away. There won't be a game of, okay, let's wait a day or two before we respond to each other. That's bullshit. That just means you're not the top choice. A woman that is into you will get back to you right away, or if she's busy and working, she'll get back to you within a few hours. Trust me, I know this. The last several women I've dated in my 40s were the same way. They would text me from work every few hours, if necessary, right? Or if I had to ask them something, they'd get back to me within a few hours. And if you're communicating with a woman and she takes 24 hours to get back to you in this dating app world, then you're not her top choice. Doesn't mean she's not interested at all. It means she has a higher interest for one or more other guys. You're not her top choice. You're on backup status, right? I share you out, brother. Well, thank you. Lewis, are you still around? Is the chat still working, or do I need to restart the chat again? There they are. Sometimes it gets stuck. I have to reset it. Rainforest Vlogs, GLM says, I'm cool with everyone except for the evil ones. Okay, dream is flawed. Let's talk more about how much smarter I am than people in the drama sphere. Nope. Already said that. May I request another individual be allowed back in your chat? You can request whatever you want. Doesn't mean I'm going to do it. No, the chat's working fine on your end. The bottom line is the YouTube app lately, and I think it's probably because of the reception issues out here, sometimes gets stuck after, like, I get cut off, I come back, I get all my messages that I didn't see before. You know, I cut myself off, then came back, and then would come back. Yeah, there's just something off with the chat refreshing when I get cut off and come back. So sometimes every so often to cut myself off to read the next part of the chat, and it works for a little while. It's just an issue. I'm gonna write to YouTube about it. Who do you want to request back into the chat? GLM, aka Rainforest Vlogs. So women will move mountains for you if they're really into you from the very beginning. When you're talking with them on a dating app, they'll see pictures, they'll read your profile. Through the, messaging you, you'll be able to tell their tonality in their messaging. And then you take it to the phone, you'll be able to hear their voice. They're nice and sweet. They sound more submissive than dominant, right? May I request 810? He will behave. We'll have him send me an email with his channel link, and I'll consider it. That's fine. Have him send me his channel link, Coach Eli at coacheliasmelas.com. And I'll consider that. He's not a bad guy. He just, his light trolling the last time, it just, was taken a bit too far. And I'm not going to deal with stupid shit, I've said dumb things before, not thinking, being on the air, like hit the nail on the board instead of hitting the nail on the head. And he kept on freaking, pushing that same joke multiple times through multiple streams a few weeks back on another soccer account he was here on. I mean, the joke's funny one time. It's not funny 100 times, right? Ooh, I said a phrase wrong. He's the only one that called me out on that one time in the past. So it was him. It's all good. It's not a big deal, right? Will do. So, here's the thing that I want you guys to understand. And ladies need to understand this too, okay? The world's a different place right now. If we go back 55 plus years ago, before women had equal rights and before women were working and were liberated, right? Okay? It used to be that, men had their choice with women. Women would seek out men, right? They would fight over men, right? And women would move mountains to be with men because back in those days, women were dependent on men for survival. All right, they weren't working. They couldn't work. They didn't have the same rights. Right? They needed a man to survive. So women would move mountains for men because they had no choice. And that's how life was biologically made to be by a higher power believed to be God. Okay? Now, there's nothing wrong with women having equal rights nowadays, but that's created one of the hugest paradigm shifts ever in the way relationships are going and have gone, right? Nowadays, women don't want to move shit for men, right? And I say that figuratively. Now women expect men to move mountains for them, right? Or at least women think that that's what they want, right? Women think they want men to move mountains for them right away when they first meet them. And they and they think that that's the kind of man they want. And then men do that because that's what women say they want, right? But that's not what women respond to, because if you move mountains for a woman before you even meet her, like through a dating app, or you meet her on a first date and you do too much, right? You take her to dinner, you do all these things, right? Then you don't even get a kiss or anything romantic. That turns a woman off, right? So this whole world has changed, or the dating world has changed, primarily because of the fact that women are now independent. They're liberated. They're working, making their own money, buying their own homes, buying their own cars, etc., right? And they don't need a man for the same reasons they needed a man over 55 years ago. And that's the way things were meant to be by a higher power believed to be God for centuries, right? And in this world we're living in nowadays, women do have equal rights, and that is fantastic, right? But it's an artificial world that's been created. Oh, I'm not talking to you. No. That dude on that bike thought I was talking with him. because I was being passionate. He thought I was probably yelling at him. There's a dude like on a motorized pedal bike, but I think he's just pedaling right now and not using the motor. No worries. He ticks me off sometimes, but you just gotta whack him in the head with a newspaper and he will be in ship shape. Yeah, but why does he want to be here anyway? I'm just curious to know. I want people here that want to talk about male and female relationship dynamics, that want to talk about business topics, entrepreneurship, corporate world, the difference, right? Maybe some politics every now and then, right? But I want to do it in a civil manner. I want to do it in discussion format. I don't want to debate or attack people. I'm sick and tired of that crap. You cannot get anything out of a debate, but you can get a lot out of a discussion. There's a difference, in my opinion, between discussing shit and debating shit. A debate's more like a fight. A discussion is more like a friendly conversation amongst friends and sharing ideas, thoughts, and opinions, right? That are going to differ. And we can learn to agree to disagree and respectfully disagree, right, GLM? If that's the case, come one, come all. Maybe more and more people are realizing that, hey, there's nothing left in the tank of all this drama BS because I don't feed into it. I ignore it. There's nothing more that can be taken from me than was already taken, or there's nothing more that can be said and done. It's all been said and done. It's been played out, and it's been played out a million times, right? So maybe people are starting to realize, okay, well, this shit was stupid in the first place. We're now back to square one. We met Eli first, and then because of all this drama shit show stuff, we went to this drama side, and we got, tangled up with the wrong people and wasted our time. That's the bottom line. So anyway, like I was saying, the way you guys are going to know that a woman is really into you is she's going to move mountains for you. I'll share with you folks how my lady's been. We've been together just over 6 months. From the moment that we met, we knew we had chemistry. And we even had chemistry before we met when we talked through the dating app, which was Match.com. And then we talked on the phone, had a great conversation. Then we met, and it just took off. And, after that first date, she's made tons of effort for me. She always, not always, but about 90+% of the time, she reaches out to me first every day via text. I've always said, and I agree with Coach Corey Wayne on this, that even once you're dating a woman and you're with her, she needs to do 70 to 80% of all calling, texting, and pursuing. The woman needs to do 70 to 80% of all calling, texting, and pursuing. It has to be her idea, because women are emotional beings. They change their minds all the damn time, right? But if a woman is really into you, for whatever reason, you're a good guy, maybe you're attractive on the outside and you're attractive on the inside, and you have a big heart and soul, right? Okay? If she feels that way about you, she will move mountains every fucking day to let you know in some way, shape, or form that I'm here for you. You're my man. I'm proud to be your man, right? My woman does that every day. She won't come out and say it directly like that all the time. Well, maybe when we talk by phone. But she reaches out to me first by text almost every day. Now, every now and then I'll reach out to her first because I need to reach out to her for something, right? And if that's the case, not a problem, right? But guys, here's the trick. If the woman is reaching out to you and moving mountains to want to see you and be with you, she's not dumping you. She's not leaving you. No, GLM, I can handle my own. That's very funny. You want to come fight, guys? If you think that's a feminine thing to do, GLM, it's all good. GLM, you're a lot like my woman. I believe you have a big heart, GLM, but you have a tough exterior. My woman does too, but I call her out on that shit. But I also respect it at the same time because I don't want a woman that's 100% submissive like J-Rom's woman, Anna. No disrespect, she's a good woman. I want a woman that has a spine and can stand up for herself and challenge me a little bit 20 to 30% of the time. 20 to 30% of the time, the woman can be in her masculine state, be dominant. But the other 70 to 80% of the time, she's got to be submissive. Or it doesn't work. It turns me off, turns most good men off. If my dude waited on me to initiate contact, we would never talk. Well, see, that's the problem, GLM, because you control that relationship. I mean, if you really love that guy, why don't you reach out to him in the morning and just say, hey, babe, thinking about you, love you, have a great day, right? All I'm saying is that a woman that is truly 100% into you completely will feel the need to reach out to you first every day. That's how women are. It's a feminine thing. It's an emotionally bonding thing. It's a feminine thing. Nothing wrong with a man emotionally bonding. But that's how women are. When they're really into their man, they want to be with their man all the fucking time. They want to spend every minute with them, right? They'll text you first. They don't even think about it. It's a natural thing, right? But I get it. You're a little different. You're a more modern woman. I totally get that. And you're a millennial too. No disrespect. My woman and I are Gen X. I spend most of my days trying to get some time to be alone. I hear you. What don't you agree with that I said a second ago, GLM? I'm curious to know, what do you disagree with? We can have a discussion about it. My lady's probably watching at work. Good afternoon to you, ma'am. No, GLM, I don't call my woman ma'am. I just don't dox. I won't put her out here, at least at this point, not till my channel grows. And when I do some interviews with her in the next few months, it's going to be audio only. I'll be on camera, but I'll be recording her audio only, and it's going to be pre-recorded, and we're not going to refer to her name in any way, shape, or form. But good evening, or good afternoon to you, babe, ma'am, however you want to say it. Hope you're having a great day at work. Look forward to talking with you tonight. It's a beautiful day out here now, I'll tell you that. I'm glad I didn't overly layer up, because I'd be like overheating right now. So my lady, besides texting me first almost every day, now don't get me wrong, I text her first every now and then, maybe once a week, maybe sometimes twice a week, But at least 5 out of the 7 days each week, she's texting me first. It just happens that way. I'm a busy guy. I've got things to handle when I'm not with her. Got my business to run, videos to create, live streams to create, other things to help my family with, and other stuff. Right? And it's not that I don't care about her, I do. I'm focused on my purpose, which is also one of the most attractive things to a woman. You focus on your purpose, right? And then when your woman hasn't heard from you by like 12 noon, and she was thinking, maybe he might text me, right? Maybe he might text me, right? No, he has not texted. Babe, how you doing, babe? I miss you, babe. Oh, hey, babe, how you doing? And I'll get back to her right away. It's just the way it should be, right? Now, I talk about this stuff with my woman, even what's happening between us, because this is what I do for a living. She loves what I do, right? But I would suggest you guys don't sit there, like, if you're not a coach and doing this, don't sit there and say, well, babe, I'm doing this because this is, what my coach told me to do. No, you don't want to say that. You learn these principles and you apply them with instinct, right? You apply them naturally and on the fly, right? But in addition, my woman, who she's an assistant store manager. She works in retail management. And she has an odd schedule. Sometimes she'll work a night shift and have to open the next morning, and she's tired. But even with that type of schedule and her being tired, she's always made effort to see me. Even when I even would tell my woman months ago when she was doing this, before she got really burnt out, and now she's kind of, settling into our relationship and balancing work and seeing me and all that, right? I would try to tell her, babe, I know you want to see me. I want to see you too. But I'd rather you go home, get some rest and relax and recharge than be burnt out. And we live over an hour away from each other. Like, I don't want her driving tired that distance at night. All right? I used to work in retail management. I know how stressful it is. I know how much it stressed me out and burned me out. I got to catch at least one nice plane now, or on today's show, I mean. Oh. Yeah. That's that nice plane that I see pretty much almost every time I'm walking this trail. It's a modern plane, probably has leather seats, full bar. The engine sounds really nice. All right, let me reset the chat here because I think we're stuck again. All right, I'm back. And the more to get him out of the bed so that I don't have to hear him snore while I sleep in. So you two live together? Good to be back, Eli. Who's your portal? I'm really interested in your topic later in the studio about women using dating apps for validation. I refuse to use dating apps. Okay. When you say good to be back, who are you? No problem. I rely on day game exclusively is what you're trying to say. Almost exclusively. Okay. In my opinion, women only need to leave the house for validation. GLM Rainforest Vlog says, I like the hiking trails in Vacaville. That's a bit far for you. There aren't that many hiking trails in Vacaville. I've actually done hiking all over Northern California, GLM, even in Auburn, And even along the American River, I'm sure you've been there. You're a lot closer to it than I am. I've even seen a baby rattlesnake on the American River on the cement trail. And in Auburn, on a trail that was a little overgrown, I saw a big rattlesnake like a quarter mile ahead. I was with an ex-girlfriend, and we turned around. We were only a mile into the trail. Because you see one, then you know there are others around. I've never seen any rattlesnakes here in the Bay Area on any hiking trail. They're around. They wouldn't be. It would be very, very, very uncommon to see one here. It's just too cold for them. It's right by the water. I mean, it's not impossible, but it would be very, very rare to see any kind of snakes out here. It just wouldn't even happen. But I've seen gopher snakes. I've seen gopher snakes on hiking trails. They're not venomous, but never any, here in the Bay Area, I've seen gopher snakes, but not any rattlesnakes, which is what I'm trying to say. But up in your area, you get further east into the hills, and Auburn, where it gets hot in the summer, and Folsom, the American River, yeah, they're all over the place there. I saw one with my ex Dana many years ago, and I ran the other way. We were actually broadcasting live on Facebook. It was pretty hilarious. I got a lot of shit for that. I don't care. I don't like rattlesnakes. I don't like snakes, period. Give me a second here. Yeah, tonight's show is going to be a pretty good one. I've got a couple great blog articles and a very current Reddit posting regarding this that was just released today. And the blog articles are a year to 2 years old, but it's the same concept. This has been happening for years, since dating apps came out. So yeah, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. And I've already set up the event. It's already public on my channel. If you're subscribed, you'll probably see it in your feed, and you'll get a notification. I was here a few days ago, says your portal. There's always one exception to the rule. Yeah, Vacaville. I mean, there aren't a whole lot of hiking trails there. There's a couple of them I've seen near I-80, but a lot of them, like, were closed the last time I went. And I'm sure you have a lot of rattlesnakes on those trails in your area, because Vacaville gets very, very hot. I mean, I remember I was out there with the next years ago, and literally it was like 108, 109 degrees. I mean, it was scorching hot. And I know a lot of people that live in other parts of the country where it gets to 130. Yeah, that's hotter. But you got to understand, I'm from the Bay Area. I live right by the water. If it even reaches 100, that's a hot day, right? And we get 100-degree days here. That would have been 115 or 120 had it not been for the bay to cool off, to cool off the air. And when you live, like in Redwood City on the peninsula, where I live, San Mateo County, you have the crosswinds between the San Francisco Bay and the Pacific Ocean. The Pacific Ocean's like 10 to 12 miles west of Redwood City. Half Moon Bay is where that area is. So you have crosswinds keeping the air cooler, right? But out there in Vacaville, 109 degrees, that was a hot day. And we went and did a walk at a park out there. It wasn't a hiking trail, but it was a walk at a park. So I don't know. I don't know where the hiking trails are at. Maybe there are some new ones, but I don't know. Maybe you can make me aware of them. I'll check them out at some point. I'll come there with my lady, and then you and your man can stalk me, right? How's that? I'll broadcast live so you know I'm there. Cool. Then you can make some more of your driving with purpose videos. GLM. Don't forget a thing. Got 17 people here, 6 thumbs up. Please smash the thumbs up, folks. I would greatly appreciate it. So my woman, like I was saying, as an example, so you guys understand why it works between my woman and I. Well, we're both good people. And we were both born around the same time. She's like a year and a half younger than me. We're very close in age, and she's a little bit younger, which is nice, right? We have a good age difference. We're both Gen Xers. Her and I actually love a lot of the same music. You know? Even country music from the 90s. But the real reason why we work is because this woman is attracted to me. I'm attracted to her. And I love being with her and all that. It's all good, right? But women see attraction differently than men. Yes, they have to be physically attracted to you, but even if they are, you're still not out of the woods. That just gets your foot in the door. They got to be able to resonate with you. You got to be able to, carry yourself emotionally and spiritually and mentally. You got to stimulate them, right? You got to have a good balance between, being dominant and submissive. Now, as a man, like I've always said, you need to be more dominant than submissive, obviously, because you're a man. 70 to 80% of the time, you need to be more dominant. 20 to 30% of the time, you got to chill out a bit and maybe show a little emotion when it's called for, and bond with your woman emotionally, because women want to bond with you emotionally. And to be honest with you, I think GLM, Rainforest Vlogs, that's here, is just having some fun. I'm sure off of YouTube, she's really good to her guy, and I'm sure that she texts her guy, usually first or most of the time, right? Because here's the thing, GLM is a strong woman, just like my woman, right? And these strong women nowadays, most women are strong nowadays. They're not going to be dealing with pussified men. They're not going to be dealing with sissy men that don't have a spine, right? If they perceive you to be weak and stronger than you emotionally and all that stuff, there'll be no sexual attraction, no matter how good looking you are. The sexual polarity will not be there. She will not be able to respect you to feel that way about you, right? And I respect what you're saying, GLM, you're having fun, but I honestly think that, online and offline is different. If there's one thing I've learned about YouTube and social media, especially YouTube, right? Because before I spend my time on Facebook. But what I've learned about YouTube is that many people on YouTube are completely the opposite in real life. Except for me. This is me. I put on my real shit. I'm here to help real people. Right? I need to reset the chat because I think it froze again. I am back in the stream. Welcome back, Lewis. Auburn has tons of critters. They got bears up that way. Yeah, when you get further up in the hills. Yeah. LOL, okie dokie. We going to the Garlic Fest this year, Eli? I'm going to go. My lady and I live a lot closer to it than you do. My lady even closer than me. She's in the South Bay. Yeah, hell yeah, I'm going to go to the Garlic Fest this year. I'll probably broadcast live from the Garlic Festival. And GLM, 2 hours away. Oh, Eli's lie. Let me hop into my what is it, a PT Cruiser or whatever it is, and let's do some driving with purpose down to Gilroy and have some garlic fries at the home of where garlic fries were created. Yeah, people don't know that, GLM. You and I know that we lived in Northern California all our lives. Gilroy is the garlic capital of the world. More garlic is produced there than anywhere. That's where Gilroy garlic fries were invented. That's why they're called Gilroy garlic fries. Yeah, maybe an hour 45, because you drive like a maniac, GLM. That's okay. I don't drive like you. I drive like a grandpa. Not all the time. I mean, sometimes I'll drive a little faster, but I'm not I don't drive like 100 miles an hour. I will drive like 75, 80 sometimes. Just depends on the flow of the traffic, but I'm not going to go 100. They catch the people that go 100. No, I don't drive a PT Cruiser. I have a Honda. My Anaconda don't want none unless you got buns, hun. You could do side bends or sit-ups, but please don't lose that. Anyway, baby got you know what. I remember when I first met my lady, we were having fun playing some old school Mix-a-Lot. I couldn't believe she actually remembered that. A lot of people remember Mix-a-Lot. Even these young kids nowadays know who Mix-a-Lot is. And baby got back. Mix-a-Lot made big asses like a fetish for guys. See, when that song came out in the 90s, early 90s, I was more into like thinner women and stuff. I'm not really picky overall, but like I don't, judge even if a woman's thicker nowadays. I used to when I was younger. So now I can, respect what Mix-a-Lot was trying to convey through that rap. Yeah, that's what they do. The monsters do drive the PT Cruisers because they look like what do you call those? What do you call those cars that transport the graves, right? I forgot what those cars are called, man. They look like a smaller version of the cars that transport the graves, the grave box. Well, it's called a hearse, right? It's a hearse, right? If I remember correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's a frickin' hearse. They look like a miniature hearse. And my chat's not updating unless you folks aren't typing. That's what the PT Cruiser looks like. It looks like a miniature hearse. It's a good point, your portal. No, I don't drive no PT Cruiser. That's a car for a retired cop. That's true. That's true. We don't have to talk about that guy anymore. And he was using the fake license plate, too. Yeah, some of the dumb things people did on this platform, right? Anyway, give me a second here. Oh, yeah. That's right. That's right. Because notice that butt was stuffed deep in the jeans she's wearing. I'm hooked and I can't stop staring. Oh, baby, I want to get with ya and take your picture. My homeboys tried to warn me, but the butt you got has me so horny. Okay, I'm done. You see, GLM, I'm going to entertain you just because you're here. I appreciate your watch time, even though watch time is not that big of a deal to me. I guess, it'll help move the algorithm forward, but, I've been monetizing this channel for over 2 years. No problems, GLM. GLM, you plan on monetizing another YouTube channel ever again? And following the monetization policies this time? No disrespect. A hearse. Yeah, hearse. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I knew what it was. I couldn't remember the damn name. That's what a PT Cruiser looks like. A miniature hearse. Baby got back. I drive a safe speed always. All right. We should be back. We are at 81 minutes minus a couple minutes, 79 minutes. We are at an hour and 19 minutes. I actually walked the trail pretty quick today. I'm over 3 miles already. I'm going to go to the other side and get the full 4+ miles in. So yeah, to get back to what I was saying about my lady and her moving mountains. She still does that to this day. Like, she goes way out of her way to not just even say it. She does say it, but she more so shows me how much she cares and how much she respects who I am as a man. And I do the same thing for her. And what guys want to feel, and these guys that are well versed in dating and that have been around the block a few times, and you don't get that knowledge until you're older, right? Us guys just want to be appreciated and respected, and we'll give women the world, right? Because here's the truth of the matter. Okay, the only way you're going to know if a woman is really into you from the very beginning, if she starts to move mountains for you from the very beginning and then continues to move mountains for you without you having to move a damn thing, right? Right? Now, that doesn't mean you never move mountains for a woman, but you got to wait for her to do it first. That's just the way it works nowadays. GLM may disagree with me. She's a millennial, no disrespect, right? The millennials changed this trend, right? They changed this whole dating trend, right? And yeah, dating apps had a part to do with it. Sure. But nowadays, because women are independent, right? And they don't need a man for the same reasons they used to, right? It's more about letting the woman move mountains for you first before you move mountains. If you move mountains for a woman first nowadays, then she will not respect you. She will see you more like a friend and not a lover, right? Have you ever noticed the guys that are the jerks and the guys that just ignore women and blow women off are the ones getting laid and getting girlfriends and stuff? And the guys that are, Captain Save-A, let's just say Save a 304 backwards, right? Because we can't say that other word on YouTube, it'll get demonetized. Captain Save-A 304, right? 304 backwards, okay? That's how cryptic we have to be out here, right? So you don't want to be a Captain Save-A 304 or a white knight or anything like that. That won't get you anywhere, right? But see, that's what women think they want, right? They think they want you to move mountains for them first, right? And that's the most fatal mistake you can make as a guy. Because if a woman's really into you for who you are, then you don't have to do shit for her initially to get her attention. You're just being yourself. Now, if you meet a woman on a first date and it goes well, you don't take her to dinner, you don't go to coffee, you don't do anything. You meet at a park or a parking lot somewhere in the evening that's lit, and you hang out and talk, right? And see if the chemistry's there. If you get past that stage and you continue to see each other, and then in between the times you see each other, she's reaching out to you more than you're reaching out to her, and you're seeing her go out of her way to communicate with you and make effort for you, that's a woman moving mountains. At that point, you can start to move some mountains for her, but not move mountains for her. Not right away. With the lady I'm with, after a week or so of her doing that for me, I started to, kind of shift a mountain or two around. And as she continued to move and move and move more and more mountains for me, and going way out of her way for me, I started giving more and more. Here's the thing. You never want to give more than you get from a woman. Now, that doesn't mean monetarily. You may end up spending more money on your woman with some of the things you do, right? But what makes it equal on the flip side from a woman in a non-monetary way? It's her affection. It's, her communication is consistent with you. It's, how consistent she is, right? That's all guys really want. All guys really want is a consistent, loyal, and faithful woman, right? It's not even about money, right? And that's, excuse me a second. That's what works. In my opinion, that's what's worked for me. That's what works in general, right? So now I'm at the point with my lady. She's done so much for me. Like she's bought me things too. Don't get me wrong. She's bought me nice things on her last dime, and it makes me feel guilty. But a woman that is willing to buy me a nice Under Armour shirt on her last dime, and then it's she's stretching out to pay other bills. Like, I respect that, but I feel bad at the same time. And like I said before, I've even paid her back for some of these things and she didn't want my money, but I told her, you better take my damn money. Because it's more about the thought that counts to me. I know if you made a lot more money, this is what you would do, right? But here, I also told her this. You don't need to buy me anything for me to be happy with you, right? Just keep being the way you are, right? The point of the matter is not her buying things or me refunding her money or whatever, right? The point of the matter is she's going way out of her way to move mountains to show me how much she cares and wants to be with me and respects me and wants to have a life with me, right? That's the type of woman you want. That's what you guys need to look for and focus on if you're looking for a relationship. Now, if you're online looking for a hookup or something casual, right, then be honest about that, because there are women that are looking for that, right? There are guys that have gone out there and pretended to look for a relationship to try to have one-night stands with women that want relationships, right? And maybe they do that because the women that are relationship-minded are better quality. They slept with fewer guys. They're cleaner women, etc. Right? I understand that, right? But see, the guys that do that and are able to successfully take advantage of those women that are looking for relationships and use them for sex, after a few of those situations or encounters with guys, those women become jaded and make it more difficult for the next decent guy that's legitimately decent, which is what I'm trying to say, to, have a chance to have a relationship with her, right? Got 8 in the box, 6 thumbs up. Get your questions, comments, concerns in the chat, folks. We're going to be going off the air in about 15 minutes. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Give me a second here, folks. I like them round and big. All right, enough of the mix-a-lot thing, right? My lady doesn't have the biggest butt, but I still like her butt. I like everything about her. So, baby, if you're listening here and you're hearing me talking about mix-a-lot big butts and not getting a good laugh out of it, especially after the great date we had yesterday, then I don't know what to tell you. I'm just having a good time here today. It's been a great show today. Even better show coming tonight from the studio. Nobody's at the observation deck and nobody's coming, so I'm going to be up here for a few minutes, just enjoy things. By the way, these spider gloves I was talking about yesterday, when my lady and I went to the Costco near her area yesterday, these spider gloves. These were like $19.90. I think they're normally like $18 at the Costco wholesale price. They're like $25-$30 retail. Costco.com had a bunch of these for $14.97, and I ordered, 2 medium ones for me and 1 small for my lady. I gave it to my lady yesterday. I gave her the one I got for her yesterday. She loved them. And we were at Costco. They had them on clearance there for $9.97, but they only had large and extra large. All the popular sizes for that price sold quick. I'm like, damn, and I was sifting through like 3 different boxes there. So yeah, Costco's got some good stuff. But folks, if you want to get some really good gloves that are touch, these touch gloves are better than the ones I used to use. I used to use some VI Grace gloves from Amazon. These gloves right here, go to Costco.com, and even for $14.97, it's a good price. Get yourself a couple of these. They look pretty cool, and the material is just strong. Spider makes great outfits. They're from Colorado, and they have a pretty big contract with Costco. I mean, they sell their products everywhere, but Costco has like the best prices, obviously. Check out the chat real quick. Ma'am, you have a great backside. Double feature from Eli today. Yes. I'm looking forward to your show tonight. Let's see. You're poor. It costs money to be cute. Guys don't get it. Everything I have ever bought, my dude, I use his debit card. It's that bad. I'm not buying that. A lot of women waste money on stupid stuff. My dude says I spend too much money. And my lady, listen, you women are all the same when it comes to that. You want to buy all those feminine. My woman's the same. Start by moving a rock for her, then build up the mountains. That's a good point, bro. If a guy blows me off, I cuss him out and never talk to him again. If I want extra money, I just ask my brother. He picked the right career path to make bread. No monetization for me, says GLM. Alexa's a great tool, says Lewis. Yeah, I mean, my lady, she's 46, almost 47. And she looks great naturally, right? Okay? But that's how you women are. Even when you get in your late 30s, like I know you're in your late 30s, GLM. No, you're like 26, right? Now you're going to say you're 26, right? Like you used to say back in those days, right? And she's in her late 40s like me. And I get it, you ladies want to look young and stuff. And listen, nothing wrong with that, right? But quite honestly, like the right man that you're with is going to accept you naturally. Like just think about it. You're going to be sleeping in the same bed with a guy that you're dating or living with or married to, right? He's going to see you without makeup. I actually prefer a woman to not wear makeup, But most women like to wear a little makeup, especially when they get older, Yes, do women age a little bit more as they get older than men? Yeah, but so what? Like, there's more to life than looks, right? And here's the thing. If you keep your body nice and fit and you know, you wear nice clothing and stuff. Who cares if if you got a few wrinkles and stuff? People get old. Shit happens, right? But you ladies are the ones that keep the beauty industry a multi-billion-dollar industry. You keep them in business, right? It doesn't matter what us guys say. We can accept you legitimately for who you are. You'll still spend the money. My lady likes to buy cute clothing and shit, and you know, every now and then, like I know how to find really good deals on stuff, like 67% off, like 2/3 off, the highest quality shit. They're a year old, they're last year's models, but they're still good stuff, right? So, I tell her, look, let me handle that, babe, for now until we do something more together and you start making some more money, no problem. Let me handle this every now and then. I'll find something, I'll pick something up for you that would normally cost like $40, but I'll get it for $11. I got some cute shirts coming for her. GLM, you didn't hear this yesterday, maybe you did, but I got this shirt, a really good deal on it from Under Armour that says it's a girl's world. It was like normally like I think it was like $26, and I got it for like $11. It's a black shirt. There's an option to either get a gray one or a black one. I got her the black one. And so it's a girl's world. Now, years ago, I would have never thought of buying a woman a shirt like that because of the feminist agenda and all that, right? But I know my woman cares about me. And I know it's a funny joke, and there's a lot of truth to it. I mean, you got to be honest with you. I'm not trying to bow down to women by saying this, but it is a girl's world. Meaning it is a woman's world. That's what's happening. I'm not saying that to agree to it or disagree with it. I'm saying that it's a statement. It is a woman's world, and that's part of the reason why dating is the way it is. Women have become stronger and men have become weaker. That's the problem. I'm trying to get men and women to better understand their own natural biological essences and what creates sexual attraction and sexual polarity. I don't care how hot or sexy a woman is. I wouldn't want to be intimate with a woman that's acting like me or has a voice like me. Some of these women nowadays, they look hot and sexy, right? But they act like guys and their voice sounds like a man. Like, hey, my name is Nancy. Nice to meet you. Right? What happened to sweet, hello, my name is Nancy? What happened to sweetness out of women, right? That's what's attractive to guys, is sweetness, right? Who was that? Was that MC Hammer, Hammer Time, GLM, that said, your sweetness is my weakness, right? If you're still around, your sweetness is my weakness. Little in the middle, but you got much back. That's right. Little in the middle, but you got much back. Get your questions, comments, and concerns in the chat, folks. We're going to be going off the air in about 10 to 12 minutes. We're heading out on the other side of the trail. I'm going to go home, and I've got plenty of leftovers from the nice dinner I went to with my lady last night. And, whoa. Let me see if I can even get that. Oh, excuse me. I can barely see. The sun is like right in my eye. I don't even know if I got that plane, but I'm pointing the camera in the right direction. Oh man, that's some blinding sun. iPhone does a great job of auto exposing it properly, but you still see that little green dot on there. That's like the LiDAR sensor. These phones just keep getting better and better. It's amazing how far technology's come. Technology's come so far, and humans have backtracked. That's the funny thing. But it's us humans that program these things, right? We've become reliant, dependent on these digital devices. We get consumed by them, right? Get addicted to them, overwhelmed, right? I should do a stream from the studio one day and title it A World Without Smartphones and the Internet in General. How has the internet completely transformed our lives as humans? Real life interactions, right? How has it changed them, right? Especially now that we've got these smartphones where the internet's wherever we're at while we're driving. I can't even believe I plug my damn phone in to Apple CarPlay and my car has a screen. And it tells me where to go. It tells me how many miles I have left. The estimated time of arrival. How many more minutes it's going to take to get there. Approximately. And it's pretty damn accurate. It's unbelievable. I can play my Pandora or my Amazon Music or whatever other streaming service I use. Right through Apple CarPlay while my maps or my map program's showing at the front, right? My car actually is one of those cars that has two screens. Most cars have one screen. My car has two screens. It's a 2017. On the bottom screen, it shows the map. On the top screen, it shows the name of the song that's playing. On the top right, it shows, average fuel. It shows the current drive, miles per gallon, and then it says, for the entire tank of gas, how many miles per gallon you've gotten on average. And then below it says range, approximately how many miles are left in your tank of gas. And then there's the regular fuel level, right? So these cars nowadays, folks, I mean, look at this world we live in. We're so fucking spoiled, right? I remember when I got my first car, I had to go down to AAA and get a road map. If I was going to go on vacation, you would go get a road map. You would get this tour guide from AAA, right? It was a tour book. It was fun going to get that thing, right? It had coupons in there, right? Nowadays, all that's gone, right? Nowadays, not only can you do it on your phone, you can do it in your car. Your cars have a screen on them. God, we are so spoiled and entitled, all of us. And then we all complain, right? We all complain about every damn thing, but excuse me a second. Some people coming. We have it so easy nowadays. Yes, is there a struggle at times? High gas prices, high food prices, right? Yeah, we get this stupid war happening in Ukraine because we have a mentally and emotionally unstable president in Russia, Putin, dictator, that is a selfish bastard and doing this unprovoked, right? Just for fame and glory or to, folks. But quite frankly, we still have it very easy, more easy than any other period in time. We've got everything that we need, right? And everybody, if you look at the Bay Area here where I'm at, we got the highest gas prices in California here. Southern California is even a little bit higher. We have on average almost $6 per gallon. I get super, so my gas is about $6 per gallon. I'm still driving. Yes, I am cutting back a little bit, but not a whole lot. I'm still doing everything I would have been doing before, right? Do people really stop doing what they're doing because the price of things go up, or do they find a way to just deal with it, right? But everyone complains about it, right? Yeah, when I heard it happening, I was like, oh shit, gas prices are going to go up to $6 a gallon. I remember when they went up to $5 a gallon the first time years ago. And then they went back down to like 3 even here in the Bay Area. Like even 350 or even 299. I remember when they went down a few years back. I was like, oh, that's going to be short-lived, right? You get used to it, right? And we spend more time complaining about things than just saying it is what it is and moving forward, right? And just learning to adjust to the way things are, right? We are so dependent and reliant on all these luxuries we have nowadays that people 100, 200 years ago didn't have, they didn't exist, right? We're all spoiled, folks. We're living in a world of luxury and we don't even realize it. We take it for granted. Hey, I'm not going to lie and say I haven't taken it for granted, but I'm at least one, that tries to do things the right way and not take anything for granted. I'm not saying I haven't. I'm not perfect. I'm human. But most people nowadays take what we have and the lifestyles we have for granted. And you don't realize it until you lose it all. It takes hitting rock bottom to realize it. All right, folks. I'm going to start wrapping this up. All right, we're back. I don't wear gloves, says Rainforest Vlogs, aka GLM. I'm 29. Yeah, that's fine. Then I'm 32, GLM. It's all good. Whatever floats your boat. I'm actual except when it comes to my kid. Yeah, that's how my lady is too. She's not frugal with me either. Your portal says most women get married for the cash and prizes. Sure. LOL, I rarely wear makeup. I like my face as is. That's good. I respect that. Your portal, as long as there are free cashes and prizes, what is the incentive for women to change? I'll get to that in a second. Lewis says the world would be like the little horse in the little house on the prairie days without any type of technology. He will be back, and I am back. Lewis, that makes perfect sense, bro. Lewis, you're right. It would be like Little House in the Prairie. I can't even talk. It would be like Little House without internet. Right. Right. The internet. I never expected the internet to get as immersive as it is today. But I'm not surprised it got there. When the internet first came out, it was about, dial-up and, crappy, resolution images. And initially very crappy quality videos. And now, we're streaming in 4K and soon probably 8K, which is ridiculous, right? 4K is good enough, right? I can't tell the difference between 4K and 1080p. But once you pass 4K, this is crazy where we've gone nowadays, right? Yeah, the internet's really just changed everything, Lewis. But as far as you're saying, is what you're saying, your portal, which is what I'm trying to say, regarding, what's the incentive for women to change? When they get cash and prizes in a relationship or marriage, right? Well, here's the thing, bro. Who gives these women those cash and prizes? It's guys like us, right? So if we all stopped giving women this stuff, right, in relationships, right? If we started to all have balls, right? Unlike most beta males that don't have any balls, right? If we got through to all beta males and made every man alpha, then then women wouldn't be able to do this stuff. Women are taking advantage of the weakness in modern men. It was started by the millennial generation. Now, I'm not saying that there weren't any weak men during my time, Gen X, or there still aren't. There are, and same with boomers. But it's much more. It's become much more common and mainstream, starting with the millennial generation, right? And women getting liberated and having the same rights as once only men had. It's empowered women in every way, including, being sexually liberated, right? It used to be frowned upon back in the days that women would go around, and looking all, see, I can't say this stuff on YouTube, like 304s, right? Right now, you see women like wearing the skimpiest stuff and then showing it off on Instagram, right? And then as a guy, do you want to actually marry a woman like that? And tie into a contract between you and the state, hoping that she's going to be faithful so she doesn't, take half your marital assets down the road? I mean, think about it, ladies. You do all these things now in your 20s. You 304 it up. That's what they do. They 304 it, right? Okay, you all know what 304s are, right? I don't have to say it. These ladies, even on dating apps, back when I was on them before I met my lady, the women in their 20s, look way trashy. Now, the funny thing is, the women that started getting into their 30s and 40s and 50s, they looked a little more classy. But the women that are teens and in their teens and 20s, even on these dating apps back in those days, I'm sure it's still the same to this day, they're trashy looking. They're just trying to get attention, get you on Instagram, and capitalize off of things, right? And then they turn 30, they stop getting that attention because now guys are paying attention to the younger women like they did when these women were younger, right? And these women now are like, oh shit, now it's time to find a guy. Okay, so now you're going to try to find a guy. And your past is all over the internet. And every guy's seen every part of you, right? And how do you expect us guys to respect that and appreciate that and feel like we're getting something special when you've shared yourself with the whole damn world for 10 years? That's the problem, folks. And women are not getting that, right? Women are not getting that. Maybe the next generation of women down the road will understand that. But the millennial women, oh boy. And now even these Gen X women. No, I'm not Gen X, sorry. I'm Gen X. Millennial, Gen Y, these Gen Z women now that are in their 20s, right? They're just as bad. I'm hoping the next generation of people, which is the alpha generation, people 10 years and younger, I hope it changes. But that's yet to be determined. But dude, like I was saying, you know what? It's up to each guy who they want to date and what they want to do for the people they date, right? If you allow a woman's good looks to, overpower your better judgment that they're not somebody that's worthy of dating just because they're hot, right? If you allow a woman's looks to overpower your better judgment to the point of where she extracts your resources, then you're just a weak man. Then that's all you are. You're a weak, sissy man that has no spine, right? Because real strong men are not going to be fazed by the power of the PUSSY. They're not going to be fazed, by a woman's looks. And let me tell you, just because I'm able to speak about this today, and I actually mean it, doesn't mean I always lived this way. I used to be fazed by the power of the PUSSY when I was in my teens and 20s, right? But see, this internet, YouTube, and all these other creators that are talking about these topics today wasn't around when I was that age. So now we have forums to discuss these things, which is great. All that's left to do is get all these guys on board to understand it. Then everyone out there, it'll start to change for everyone out there, which is what I'm trying to say. When there are no beta males left, then women will be forced to change to going back to doing things the way they used to do them, the right ways, right? That's all I'm going to say, folks. I'm going to go off the air and come back and wrap this up. All right, let me see here. Dial-up was pure crap back then. Well, it was what we had, Lewis. It was better than nothing, man. And actually, it worked fine for me up to 56K. Then DSL and cable came out. Now there's fiber to the premises, which is great. I've had fiber for almost 3 years now. 1,000 up, 1,000 down. Love it. Now they have 2 and 5 gigabit fiber, 2,000 up and down and 5,000 up and down. It's just that's too fast. 1,000 is more than plenty for me. I had a woman on Instagram. She wanted me to follow her, and her profile picture, she was showing off her uppers. I declined to follow her. Good for you, brother. You don't need that. You don't need that. That's what women do, bro. Women will come out and, you know, on one hand, they'll say, we don't want to be looked at as sex objects, but then they go and do this, right? So you can't be a walking contradiction and expect to be respected. I'm sorry. That's just the fact. Anyway, I'm going to run, folks. I'll see you all tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific from the studio for my stream. 44% of women on dating apps are seeking validation. Thank you to everyone for being here. Your portal, GLM. I'll try to unblock your main channel tonight. You can try it out. And thank you to Lewis Fuller for being here. And anyone else that I missed. Have a good one, folks. I'll see y'all later tonight. And as always, be good to each other.